specifically on the point of grandfathering, we did have a submission from a barrister who thought that potentially refusal to allow grandfathering might in fact be illegal. I just wonder if you've taken advice on whether there might be an application for a judicial review.
Yes, we have taken legal advice on this. There have also been challenges in the context of human rights law, and we have satisfied ourselves that the powers that we have are sufficient, and it is legal. We are doing this within the law.
Okay. So moving on to work-based assessments, because you've introduced the possibility of a work-based assessment as an alternative to an exam. And may I ask, why is that such a sort of a late entry, and why was that not something that was considered early on? Because obviously that might have removed some of the specific objections. And in particular, why is the take-up so low? Have those types of assessments not been well marketed, or what's your assessment of that?
I mean, to the general point, it was always our intention to try to find some alternative mechanisms to pure formal exam-based assessments. Again, back to some of the earlier points, I have quite some sympathy with why people who've been in the business for some time might feel uncomfortable as individuals being in a formal examination hall, and so we do recognise that at that point. But as you rightly pointed out, it has taken some time to bring forward proposals, longer than certainly I would like, and there are reasons for that. Sheila, you perhaps like
Yes, no, I mean, I think it is something that we responded to comments that had been made to us. So that it is an example of us having listened to the concerns of IFAs in this area. Some of them have been relatively slow in developing, but I would hope and expect that now that they are on the market, we will see increasing take-up.
So you are promoting the
work-based. But the trouble is, obviously, we needed to find a credible work-based solution that was not one that was seen as entirely as self-assessed within the firm itself. I know some firms have said, why would that not be reasonable? But equally, I've sat with consumer bodies who've made very clear that they would find that a very uncomfortable position. So it has been difficult, and we're recognising that, to work out how we could develop some of these workplace non-formal assessments without turning them entirely into a self-assessment process, which we felt uncomfortable with.
And to make sure that they were as rigorous as more traditional methods. And I think the fact that they have been approved by the and it suggests that we have actually satisfied ourselves that they are as rigorous as traditional methods.
But we certainly, as you say, we're looking at this 10% I referred to earlier, who appear not to be in the not actively pursuing qualifications at the moment. If that data I referred to earlier is correct, then we certainly encourage them to look at this type of assessment process if their reasoning for not getting themselves qualified was their concern around the exam process, and we certainly think there is still time to do that.
Definitely.
So you'll be pressing people who've not applied for the qualification to consider this alternative route, proactively or just reactively?
Well, we're certainly doing a lot of roadshows with IFAs and others. We've got 1,500 IFAs who've signed up to roadshows that are taking place over the next few months. This is certainly something that will be part of what we are telling them about in where their options lie.
And we certainly encourage IFAs to continue to sign up.
Absolutely.
I'm sure there's close interest in what we're saying here, so we can perhaps use it as another opportunity to say we really like people to come to our roadshows.
Yes, absolutely. And one last question. On the level of qualifications, there is a significant minority of IFAs who've already gone to full degree level 6. And there is a concern that obviously this is just the tip of the iceberg, and within a couple of years we'll be requiring a level 6 qualification. Is that your plan? Is there an intention to continually increase the level that IFAs are required to achieve?
I wouldn't say there was a formal plan. I actually recall a discussion in an earlier committee here where it was questioned whether we'd set the qualification at a high enough level. For those of you who might remember that conversation, and I think we responded at the time, well, this is something we would keep under review, but we don't have a formal intention at this point in time.
Right.